Midland Animal Control is stepping in after two dogs attacked an elderly woman while she was on her own property. Neighbors say the animals were always running loose in the neighborhood, but they say their calls to the pound were unanswered. Cameron Abundis joins us live to explain the very latest on this investigation and why Animal Control says this can happen in any breed, in any neighborhood.
Well, the dogs are locked up here at behind the four walls of the animal shelter in Midland. The owners have relinquished their rights to the dogs to avoid a criminal trial or a criminal case, a dangerous dog case as they call it here. The dogs have acted out before. They've been let loose, but officials here say they've never acted dangerously. This is the first time that they've lashed out, and it proves that it can happen anytime and with any breed.
I've called the pound about at least 10 times.
Vicki Van Ness tried to stop it. She says she called the pound Saturday when she spotted two of her neighbor's dogs, a border collie mix and a blue heeler mix, loose on the block.
It was a little bit more than just, your normal dog bite, I guess.
When the dogs ended up out of their yard just before noon today, they attacked.
It's awful.
An elderly woman who lives near this home on Ohio tried to fight them off with a gardening tool. One of the canines ended up leaving a large gash on her leg.
It can be any breed. I mean, any dog can bite, and you get a couple of them together, and for some reason these two just decided to attack.
Animal control officers hauled the dogs off, and the woman was treated at the hospital. But neighbors wonder why the animals weren't taken sooner.
We do have a couple reports of them being at large, and we have the officers have been out there, and we have never seen them at large. A lot of times dogs do that. They'll get out for a little while and run back in the same way they got out.
Officials say they have to catch the dogs when they're on the run.
We can't just go into someone's yard and take a dog. Now, if a dog is running in the street and it runs into a backyard, we are allowed to pursue the dog into the backyard.
Animal Services Director Paul O'Neill says this was the first time the dogs did more than just escape.
Just a problem. And I mean, I've called up to 3 times in 1 week about these dogs and other ones just being loose.
Animal Control handles about 400 dog bite cases every year, but obviously they vary in severity across the board, and this was a pretty serious attack. Officials tell us one thing that you can do if you're worried about this, if you have a neighbor that has a slightly aggressive dog, you can ask to be introduced to that dog because dogs are territorial, and if you get introduced, it might help alleviate something. But most of all, Paul O'Neill says you need to be cautious because this can happen anytime and anywhere, and again, with any dog breed. We're live in Midland. Cameron Abundis, News West 9.